If science teaches us anything, it teaches us to accept our failures as well as our successes with quiet dignity and grace.
Hey folks, 2 years later I'm back. You see, 2 years ago I was having issues with Steam Audio and actually never mind. Let's start over.
Son of a bitch bastard, I'll get you for this! What did you do to me? What did you do to me?
Stop it! You kill him!
Like probably some or even most of you that watch these type of videos, I'm a hobbyist game developer, at best, who uploads videos for a few hundred people, at best, to watch. So why am I even doing this? I started teaching myself game development in 2020 when, like many of you, I wanted to learn something new. I was tired of just staying stuck at home when not at my very, very exciting office job. I first started building a hacking simulator called Advanced Persistent Threat Manager 3000. That was actually sort of fun to make.
And because of its size, we call it a microcomputer.
The program simulated a bunch of computer nodes with memory, storage, and computation, all of which could send each other packets and route them to communicate. The player could send malformed packets and malicious code that the nodes would run, and via that, the player could establish connections, gain access, and, well, that was the hard part. I couldn't make it as fun to play as it was for me to program. I was doing this for myself, but I think the intention of art is to communicate something, anything, to others. Even if all you're communicating is, hey, check this out, isn't this fun? So next up was my white whale, To Steal from Gods, a first-person sneak 'em up based on Thief and my love of classical Chinese history. I started after restarting Thief and Thief 2 for like the third time while watching a Touch of Zen or something. This game was really fun to design. I built a light detection system I'm still pretty proud of, some neat enemy sensing and AI, a janky but functional climbing system, and I had a lot of fun just running around in it and throwing stuff at enemy guards. I'd also released some devlogs. I was so enthusiastic about my game idea. I wanted to share it with the world. I also thought the devlogs would motivate me to continue working on the game. And if I'm being honest, like every hobbyist, I had a dream that what if this game found an audience and made it big and I can finally quit my job? This obviously is a fantasy, not even really a serious one, but a part of me did hope others would eventually find and play and love my game. And then I got stuck on some audio bugs in Steam Audio, and Microsoft Project Acoustics had insufficient real-time capabilities. The Steam Audio bugs are fixed now, at least according to the GitHub, but the code was turning in spaghetti and Unity's runtime fee program was announced, which, again, even though I'm a hobbyist developer that'll probably never make money on this, was so discouraging I walked away from all things game development. I needed some distance, and to be frank, work was grinding me down. And the devlogs themselves were a bigger burden than I thought. Writing the script, editing out all my ums and uhs, editing together footage, it was becoming a whole thing. I originally got into this because I enjoy programming, building things, then banging my head against the computer as I struggle with incredibly stupid bugs that are usually the result of some typo of mine or something. Meeting the expectation of an imaginary audience that wasn't there and was just in my head wasn't a motivating factor. So I walked away, put my nose down at work, tried to ignore CodeMonkey and GamesFromScratch videos about the newest systems and deals for Unity. It was pretty hard. I kept thinking about game design. On my way to and from work, I had this idea I couldn't get out of my head. It would be so much simpler to design than a first-person stealth game. It could be done in Godot or Godot, or I'll never pronounce it right, and I could share it with friends. Plus, the rise of AI programming and game design feels like a title shift.
I'm going to show you how to use AI to make a game in 5 days.
I don't know what the future holds, but I think the space for handcrafting and just enjoying the nuts and bolts of game design probably has a finite lifespan ahead of it. Pretty soon, simple games like mine probably will be generated on the fly by piles of linear algebra, hosted in Northern Virginia and owned by some corporation. Artisanal, entirely amateur game development may not be long for this earth, at least at the size it is now. So no pressure. I didn't do any devlogs, I didn't tell anyone about it, I just came home from work and put in a couple hours every week all summer. I didn't share with anyone, and I didn't stress over whether or not people would find it fun. And honestly, it's mostly worked out. I built a multiplayer game which you can play from start to finish. It looks like crap, it needs to be playtested, and it needs proper multiplayer implementation, but it's a real prototype that you can win or lose. I'm going to start sharing with you all on this channel and with my friends in real life. I won't worry about a devlog update schedule, and I'll probably release it for free on itch.io or something. Building this game has taught me a lot about multiplayer, about thinking creatively to deal with problems, and for just rediscovering the fun I had coming up with gameplay and overcoming challenges. I got into game development because I was bored and I wanted to learn something new and I had gameplay ideas, and building this has never been more fun. So expect more videos from me in a demo sometime this year. Even if only a dozen of you watch these videos or play the game, I'll just be excited to hear from you whether you like it. I also plan on restarting to steal from God soon, now that I've gained some skills, learned to breathe a little, got some distance, and plus I can take advantage of the new Unity version and the new licensing reset. So stay tuned for a restart of that series too. Otherwise, thanks for watching, don't forget to like, subscribe, blah blah blah. Later!